Hi, and welcome to Godsmarts. So, this is the first Godsmarts of 2015. I made a couple dozen of these last year and took a break for a couple months to kind of get some ideas as to what to do next. And one of the things I thought I might try next is to be a little less formal with these tapes. Maybe make it a little more question and answer, answer some of the questions from the comments, etc. So, this is my first one of the year, and we're going to give that a try, see how it goes. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about my vegan experiment, or actually my vegan change. I've been vegan dieting since about October of last year. And for a while there, I was on Freely and Durian Rider's Raw Till 4 program, which made me feel tremendously healthy, but I wasn't losing weight at all. Now, part of that's my fault. I was overdoing it on the cooked food and not enough of the raw food. But also, I think part of it is just my system is really messed up. So I was searching around YouTube and happened to run into Swayze, who also is a vegan vlogger and does a very interesting job. I wanted to just play a little intro of one of her videos here.
Hey guys! So as promised in the video I uploaded over the weekend, the I Suck video, I'm going to talk about the epiphany, so to speak, thing that I had with regard to weight and weight obsession. So yeah, that's what this video is. So I've often talked about my experience eating the 30 bananas a day way, eating at least 2,500 calories a day from fruit, lots and lots of fruit and limited fat and, that whole thing. Before Raw Till 4, so there wasn't any cooked anything. It was 100% raw. And I've talked about the negative aspects of that. So the weight that I gained, the poor digestion and less energy. What I haven't talked about is the good that came out of that experience. Something very good, actually. And the reason why I don't regret eating that way. I could have ate that way for a shorter period of time, but I don't regret giving it a try in the first place because it really ultimately resulted in something that improved my physical health and mental health. Getting fat on fruit, so to speak, helped me to stop focusing on weight and start focusing on health.
So the interesting thing here is Swayze has a whole channel devoted to vegan and natural health topics, but it's from a very different perspective. It's from you might call it an evidence-based vegan perspective. And I find that very refreshing because there are a lot of people out there who are willing to swallow pretty much anything that any guru tells them. Swayze actually steps back and says, well, what evidence do we have for it? I find that a very helpful perspective. So check out her channel. Another channel I wanted to bring to your attention was from this fellow named Leo at actualize.org. Leo has apparently been doing a number of self-help and self-development topics, but he just released a few interesting videos on spiritual enlightenment. And they're very good, actually. They're quite good. I think the interesting thing about him is he doesn't actually claim to have achieved enlightenment yet. He's just working his way towards it. But he does a very good presentation. His style, his speech, his points are very carefully researched. So I'd advise you to listen to him. Here's a few minutes of one of his tapes.
Hey, this is Leo for actualized.org. And in this video, I want to talk about the most advanced, the most profound, the most important, and the most challenging concept that I've discovered in all of my personal development research. And that is spiritual enlightenment. Warning, this video will cause you emotional distress, including anger, depression, and confusion. There is a profound truth that virtually no human beings on the planet understand. And this includes you. And this includes humanity at large, and society at large, and science at large. This truth is so rarely known that, just to give you an idea, out of the 7 billion people that live on Earth, on this planet, and we don't know for certain, but we can estimate perhaps 10,000 of these 7 billion understand this truth, and the rest do not. They're clueless to it, completely clueless to it. And what's worse of all is that this truth is fundamental to your happiness and emotional well-being in life.
So that'll give you some idea about what Leo is all about. He teaches a very kind of a stripped-down, bare-bones type of spiritual discipline, kind of like Eckhart Tolle or Adyashanti. Not quite as stripped down as Adyashanti, but pretty much, a bare scientific version of spiritual enlightenment. So definitely go check his site out, or his videos on YouTube. That leads me to the topic I wanted to discuss with you tonight. So, a lot of you are familiar with the story of Socrates. Socrates, the story goes that one of his friends went to the oracle at Delphi and asked the oracle, who is the wisest man in all of Athens? And the oracle said, Socrates is. Well, unlike most men who would have rejoiced at that or thrown some kind of party, Socrates scratched his head and wondered. And he started questioning other people to find out, did he really know more than all these other people? Finally, he came to the conclusion that no, he didn't know more than other people, but what he did know was that he didn't know. if you'll pardon the confusion. In other words, by not trying to claim he knew something that he didn't really know, Socrates was, by that admission, the wisest man in Athens. Now, I find that this ability to doubt, to question, to wonder whether you might be wrong is one of the most valuable skills that you can have as a human being, as a Christian. I find it extremely helpful in getting progress out of people, in getting them to advance toward more refined versions of spirituality. Some of us got some practice of this when we were in debate clubs or such in high school, where you were assigned a side on the argument, whether you liked it or not. Now, some people, I know in some classes that I had, the debate teacher would let students off the hook who weren't comfortable arguing against a certain argument. But I find that unless you really are willing to contemplate, at least hold in your mind the idea that you might be wrong about something, then you really can't trust your own thoughts. Okay? Now, a lot of people get this mistaken view that if the thing that they're arguing about, the thing that they're wondering about, is something that their faith has already made a pronouncement about, well then, that settles the issue. It's not only are you not allowed to assume you might be wrong about something, but it's positively sinful. It's against faith. You're doubting, you're putting your faith in question. But remember what we learned about faith. Faith means behavior. Faith means what you do, being faithful to your commitments. It doesn't mean believing a certain way. It means acting a certain way. And believe me, you're not doing God any favors by pretending you know something that you don't really know. Some of my greatest breakthroughs, some of my most incredible insights have come at the moment where I began to question what I previously believed. And I'd recommend that to all of you. There are very few things, that you can believe without question. I'll let you see if you can figure out what some of them are. Now, in the meantime, let me know in the comments what you'd like me to discuss next week, the next time we get together, and I'll see if I can accommodate you. Okay? In the meantime, God be with you, God bless, and have a great day.